I think it's safe to say, and this is coming from a K-pop fan, I mean, I'm a K-pop fan as well, I think K-pop is the final boss of overconsumption. It's like you breathe and suddenly there's something that you can buy of your favorite K-pop idol or your favorite K-pop group.
리버스 샵에서 QR코드 스캔하고 엠블럼 캐시를 받으세요?
Hey guys, I'm back. If you know me, hey. If you don't know me, hi, I'm Ashley. I actually have a main channel where I talk about music related topics, mainly revolving around Michael Jackson, the band Queen, and some K-pop content. But over here I do more personal videos and just really whatever I feel like talking about. Social media topics, political topics, personal beliefs, just whatever I feel like ranting and raving about, basically. So I was watching one of my favorite creators, Kiki Chanel, and I love her videos. If you've never seen her channel, I highly recommend that you check her out. But I saw her most recent video, which was about Labubus. And if you don't know what a Labubu is, it looks like this. I actually think they are ugly cute and I want one. I am not gonna lie. I hope I don't go into Labubu psychosis. She said people in her video were going into Labubu psychosis, which is basically where they at first thought it was ugly, but all of a sudden they need it and they can't live without it kind of thing, basically feeding into the overconsumption of owning things just because they're popular, I guess. Labubu is already a funny enough word. Lafufu is even 10 times funnier. Lafufus are fake Labubus. Anyway, I'm getting off topic, but you guys should definitely check out that video. But it inspired today's video because I was like, wait a minute, you know, this is definitely overconsumption. And I'm not judging anyone because, peep the shirt I'm wearing for today's video, okay? I'm a victim of overconsumption. But with these little Labubus, you buy them clothes and stuff. Before you know it, you're buying so many things for these little creatures, these little keychain creatures. And I was like, you know, I actually can think of something more insane.
엄마야.
Like even more overconsumption than owning a Labubu and buying it little outfits and things of that nature. And it's gotta be being a K-pop fan.
Oh!
I think it's safe to say, and this is coming from a K-pop fan, I mean, I'm a K-pop fan as well, I think K-pop is the final boss of overconsumption. It's like you breathe and suddenly there's something that you can buy of your favorite K-pop idol or your favorite K-pop group. I mean, the marketing for it is incredible. It really is. I mean, yeah, it is expensive for the fans that want to purchase these things, but the marketing behind it, I will give it to these K-pop companies. It is genius, okay? I haven't seen anything like it. I know Taylor Swift at one time sold like a lot of versions of her, what is it, folklore?
That is not correct.
But these K-pop companies have really, they've got the system down is all I'm gonna say. Before I begin, I just wanna say, disclaimer, you can spend your money how you want to. I'm not trying to make fun of people who, you know, purchase things from K-pop groups. You wanna go to multiple concerts, you wanna buy a lot of their merchandise, you like collecting their photo cards, because I've done these things too. If you have the finances for it and use your money how you wanna use it, I think that's fine. I think the problem comes in when people are going into debt. That's where I think we have to pause for a second and think about, why are we doing this? It's just something that happens in K-pop, overconsumption, and it's very common, and I just wanted to make a video talking about it. So some of you that may find this video may not know a whole lot about K-pop, so I'm gonna explain this in a pretty basic way. If you do know about K-pop and like what I'm gonna be talking about, just bear with me because I am gonna be explaining some stuff just in case if you're watching this and you don't know a certain thing that I'm talking about, I'm gonna explain what it means and break it down and everything, okay? First, we're gonna start with Kpop albums. I actually brought an example from my K-pop shelf. I am gonna be honest, for BTS, I have collected almost every single version of their Korean albums, which is a pretty good bit.
There's no way in hell this is $5 million. Well, me in the ass, this is $5 million.
I'm gonna use the Love Yourself series from BTS as an example of how it's really easy to buy a lot with just albums alone. There's 4, 8, and 12 different albums for just this one series alone. It was way too bright over there, so I had to move, but this is the Love Yourself Her. There are 4 versions of this album. So this is what the complete versions looks like together. As you can see, these little flower symbols connect. The little lines on them connect when you put them together, and it also spells out love. Now, something you need to know about these albums is that this all is the same album, meaning it has the same songs on it. So if you're just buying this for the music, basically what I'm saying is you only need one of these. However, if you're buying it for the sake of having different pictures in the photo books, you have to buy all 4 if you want the different concept pictures, which, like, this one is ones of them outside in an arcade. This one is the V version. They're not in an arcade. It's kind of more casual. They've got like some jean jacket stuff going on. This is version O, which is actually my favorite. Dreamy looking. They're like in the clouds, right? I mean, that's just gorgeous. And then lastly, we have this version, which is L. And this version is just them inside in these like neutral colors with neutral backgrounds, very peaceful looking. So as you can see, all of these have different pictures inside. And guess what? All of these also have a different photo card inside. So there's a photo card set of all 7 members for each version. So in total, that makes 28 photo cards if you want to collect every single member in this version of Love Yourself, which is Love Yourself Her. You can see that if you did want to collect every member, that's already 28 photo cards from this alone.
Oh Maya.
After this, we have Love Yourself Tier. And yes, it also has 4 versions, and these 4 versions spell out your. They also connect. So this again is the exact same concept as those. You get different pictures on the inside, but the CD is all of the same songs from this album. Different pictures on the inside, 28 photo cards in total, just like that one. They're all different from that one because these are 2 different albums, but they're a part of the same series. I hope this is making sense. And then lastly, we have Love Yourself Answer. There we go. It's holographic, so it's kind of hard to capture this on camera, but when you put this out, it's also 4 different versions. It spells out self at the bottom, and of course the little hearts that string together connect. This is the 3rd album in the Love Yourself series, so yes, the music is different on this than that. They do have some repeats on this one from these albums. So 28 photo cards, 28 photo cards, 28 photo cards for this series alone if you're wanting to collect every single member's photo cards, which is obviously a lot. So this is the entire series together. And I would say that I bought all of these at Target when they first released. But in total, I would say that at the time, these were priced for $20 each at Target. Now, I did this over time. I did not buy this all at once, but still, if that's the case, we're looking at least $240 for this collection alone. I'm just proving a point here that it can be very easy to spend a decent amount of money in the K-pop fandom because it's kind of set up that way to where they want you to collect all the versions as a piece of your collection. So yeah, it really just depends on the group and the company, how many versions they're planning on releasing, and how many photo cards will come with it. Now we're gonna move on to more merchandise. Some people just wanna buy the photo cards. Like if you don't wanna buy a whole album for a certain photo card, you could pay less than $20 typically, and it depends on the member. Depending on how popular the member can depend on how expensive the photo card is gonna be.
You better stop!
at the end of the day, they're pieces of paper, but I've paid for a photo card, you guys. I'm not gonna lie. I've paid to have a photo card in my collection. So that's a whole other thing. You can get really into buying photo cards and collecting them, which is another expense. And even though you may not spend $20 on one photo card, it adds up over time if you're wanting to have a big photo card collection. And depending on what member you collect, that can impact the price. Hello, Mulberry. That can impact the price greatly. So now we're going to talk about tour merch, which I'm actually very passionate about. This shirt that I'm wearing is from when BTS did Permission to Dance in Los Angeles. I am not gonna lie, I'm not a huge fan of this shirt, but I bought it because I wanted to remember the memories of it and have something to wear for like BTS events, right? But this is it. This is the back. Yep. Very simple, very plain. And I'm just gonna be honest, I have seen merchandise on Etsy that is cuter than this, but a lot of people buy this not even if they really like it that much or like the design. It's more just because it's an official merch item. I'm really not one of those people. This is actually one of the last times that I've purchased concert merch in a really long time. I didn't purchase any merchandise for NCT 127's The Momentum Tour that passed for me in February. I've told myself, if you don't like it, you don't have to buy it. Like, it's okay. You're still gonna remember the memories of being at the concert. You don't have to have the physical merch if you don't like the way it looks. If you really don't think you're gonna wear it that often, which I don't wear this that often, why buy it? I think the shirt was like 50 bucks. I mean, it's higher priced. I know tour merch has always been bumped up, but if I don't like it, I cannot justify spending money on it any longer. And again, just my personal opinion, I don't think this design is that great. I feel like there are cuter designs online from, you know, shop owners that like BTS. And that's gonna lead me into the difference between US tour stop merchandise and Japan and Korea merchandise. A lot of the stuff that is sold at Japan and Korea shows is not available here in the US. And I'm gonna share some examples of that. So we're gonna start with NCT 127's The Momentum Tour merchandise that was sold here in the US. This is what was available. It is mostly t-shirts and sweatshirts. I do believe they had photo card packs. I think they had a bandana, but I really did not like them that much, to be honest. They're very plain. I didn't really think it was that cute, and that's just my personal opinion, so I did not buy any merchandise for that. Now, this is a huge difference from Korea and Japan's merchandise. Here we have really cute stuff. You get a photo card holder, and each of the members have a specific star that correlates to like each member. They bought that. You get another photo card holder, and then you get like these pickets are so cute. You get another acrylic star keychain. These are Johnny's. You get a little like wallet that says Johnny on it with a cute little character. You get a photo card. You get 2 photo cards. You get a photo card pack. You get more keychains. Unless I am at a Korea or Japan concert, I most likely will not be buying anyone's merch soon. I will say I saw Jin's merch for his tour, and that actually looks real cute.
I don't need it. I don't need it.
So I may consider that. But otherwise, I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of really cute, original, creative merch lately for K-pop shows. Aside from the merchandise you can buy at the concert, we're gonna talk about, of course, ticket prices. Now, concert ticket prices, I think we can all agree that a lot of us are getting priced out of going to concerts. It has gotten more and more expensive, and the fees on concert tickets are just absolutely absurd. I cannot stand them. Ticketmaster, I'm looking at you. I mean, it's obnoxious. It's obnoxious that we can't even just sit, you know, we can't even sit in the back anymore. Like the top of a concert in the 200s or 400s. And get a decently priced ticket. We're getting priced out of it, and I fully agree with that. For K-pop shows especially, I have never done a VIP ticket, and there's a reason why. For example, when I went to see Augusty in Oakland, VIP tickets were $500+. Now, I will say it was better than J-Hope's recent show, which I'm not trying to blame J-Hope or Yoongi. You know, I understand that a lot of it comes with the company and Ticketmaster fees and things like that. I think J-Hope, I saw people paying like $1,000 to do VIP and also get to say hi to him after the show. That was a lot of money that I saw people spending on Twitter. And again, if you have that money, spend it. I'm not judging, but I knew I could not do that. The VIP ticket and like the benefits are what we're going to talk about next. So this is actually a recent one from the Stray Kids, and yes, this is in the US. This is the Stray Kids VIP merch bag. They get a photo card set, of a pillowcase and a mask that say Stray Kids. They get pins, and then they get a lanyard. If you're a Stray Kids fan, you're a stay. Let me know if you ended up getting a VIP and how much you spent, if you feel comfortable sharing that, because I do not know how much people were spending for Stray Kids. I've done GA a few times and I really don't like it, to be honest. I'll do it if I have to, but I would rather just have a seat to avoid all of the lining up chaos and getting into the venue. And I just feel like paying a lot for VIP but still having to wait outside in line trying to get a good spot. I feel like you should get a little bit more for the price of the ticket. That's just me. What is VIP aside from the merchandise? You also can get sound check. Basically, you get to get in before the show starts and listen to them and watch them do sound check. And then for J-Hope, you got sound check. You get that, and then with J-Hope, you got to do something called send-off, which a lot of K-pop groups are starting to do. NCT 127 did it for this last tour, and that's basically where after the show you line up behind barricades and you may get an interaction. This is the thing I don't like about it. You don't know if you're gonna get an interaction, and I'm not saying you should only go to a concert to get an interaction. But the thing with send-off is that it's also random from what I can see. I've never done it before, but it looks like, you know, if you end up on the barricade, great, you'll probably get an interaction. If you don't, then there may be too many people in front of you to get him to look your way or interact with him. And again, I think for the price, if the send-off is included in the price, I would like to guarantee that I would have a good spot to see J-Hope. You know what I mean? But those are my opinions on the concert ticket prices and stuff. And then you have resellers online. I probably should have mentioned this when I was talking about merch, but resellers online for photo cards, merchandise, they will oftentimes overprice so much. So honestly, if you want to buy merchandise for a concert, like if you're like me and you're like, okay, I'm just gonna buy this, do it at the concert. Resellers is another part of this that it makes overconsumption even worse, because it's like, it's already a lot to pay for a $50 shirt at a concert, but now people are selling shirts and hoodies for like $100, $200 online, and they know people will buy it because they couldn't get it at the show. There's another aspect of collecting in K-pop that I don't want to leave out, and that is the dolls that you can buy. You can also buy little dolls for the members. So some K-pop groups, they have these 10cm dolls. This is an example. This is the one I have. This is for Yuta of NCT. And they're so cute, right? I love them. Sometimes fans make them. I bought mine from a fan who made them. But sometimes, like BTS, they have this thing called BT21, which looks like this. This is from their company. Like, this came directly from them. It's not fan made. In terms of the 10cm dolls, I'm gonna use NCT as an example. So these are NCT Dreams dolls, and each doll corresponds with a member. Each animal represents a member of NCT Dream. You can not only buy this, you can also buy clothes. And here are some examples of the clothes and the prices. I will say, like, I understand why the crochet clothes cost more money, because crocheting is definitely a skill and it takes time, and you got to buy the materials and of course put the time into making it and making sure it fits and stays together and all that. So I understand that, but some of these I cannot justify spending that much for this little 10cm tiny doll. But yeah, you get sucked into the, you know, the clothes. You can buy hats for them. I mean, it is so easy to buy 20,000 things, especially when it comes to K-pop, because I feel like they are, whether it's like fans releasing stuff or the company themselves of the K-pop group, there's always stuff coming out. The last thing I'm going to talk about is fan calls.
Do you still have a room for dessert?
Yeah.
Fan calls are basically where you can enter this like raffle. I've never done it before, but from what I've seen online, this is kind of how it works. You can buy a crazy amount of albums. You can buy hundreds upon hundreds of albums. You basically get entered into this like raffle system. And if you're chosen, you win a fan call with your favorite K-pop idol. And so you enter the raffle for that member, and you could buy like literally 1,000 albums and still not get picked. So it is just,
What the f is going on in here on this day?
you're basically paying to interact with them. Like, and you could pay $5 or you could pay $1,000 and you might still get picked, right? Okay, maybe not $5. You could pay $20 or you could pay $1,000 and you still may or may not get picked. It doesn't matter how much you spend. It doesn't matter how little you spend for most of them. It's a very short call, but you get to talk to them through your phone. And there's also fan signs, which typically happen in Korea. That's all I can think of.
I don't know how I missed this, but I totally forgot to talk about light sticks. Each K-pop group has a different light stick typically, and I think I paid like 40 plus bucks for my BTS light stick and NCT light stick. So yeah, that is a thing you can bring to the concert and it lights up the crowd. And yeah, I don't know how I forgot to mention that when I was talking about merch, but that's a pretty big one.
I know there's probably more I could talk about, but those are the major points when I was brainstorming last night for this video that I was like, yeah, I gotta mention that. I gotta mention that too. Capitalism is real in the K-pop community. It's alive and well. Can't say I'm thrilled about it, but here I am, a part of it, so.
Here we are. Yes, another week.
My takeaway for you for this video is you gotta sometimes just set limits. I know I have to. I used to buy albums from all kinds of K-pop groups and I just didn't have enough room on my shelf and I didn't want to buy a new shelf and encourage spending more money on it. So I just had to set a limit. If I go to a K-pop concert and I don't like the merchandise, I don't buy it. If I think that a VIP ticket is too much money, even if I, like for example, Yoongi's my bias in BTS, he's my fave, but when I saw him in Oakland, I did not buy a VIP ticket because I just could not justify the price, and I just felt like, you know, I'm already flying to California and that's just not going to happen. Like, it's just out of my range, so I need to get a more affordable ticket. And it's just, you know, think smart about it, you know, and don't feel like you have to buy all these things, you have to go to all these events. Don't stress yourself out over that, you know. Go to concerts when you can, buy the merch if you like it. If you don't like it, you don't have to buy it. And don't feel like you gotta collect every single photo card. Moon pie in the corner, hey! But don't feel like you have to collect every single thing that your favorite K-pop group puts out, because I most definitely do not. Sometimes, you know, you gotta splurge a little, I get it. I've done it, but don't go into debt over a parasocial relationship you may have with an idol. Don't go into debt because you feel like you have to be cool or to be a true fan, because that is absolutely not true. You can be the realest fan out there and never have been to a concert or anything, because at the end of the day, you know, you have to have money for these things. And again, we're being kind of priced out of going to concerts more and more with these fees and stuff. So, you know, never beat yourself up about that. Do what you can, go to the events that you can, buy the albums that you can, and just never make it like a competition or a pressure, a peer pressure kind of thing. Have fun with it. It's meant to be fun. It's meant to be enjoyed. That is my video on the overconsumption final boss. That is the K-pop industry, the K-pop companies, the merchandise, the fan calls, the this, that, and the other. But yeah, y'all let me know what you think about in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys!